Hey guys, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have some Harry Potter and the Cursed Child nail art that was inspired by the book / play that is releasing today, and also it's Harry Potter's birthday, so I figured it'd be a perfect day to attempt these. They're not perfect and they're not exactly the same as the book cover, but I'm really proud of them and I'd like to show you how I did them. So first I'm starting with the base of Zoya's Purity, and I'm going to go in with Zoya Misty and age the edges a little bit. If you've seen the cover of the book, it's like a very aged kind of like papyrus, and then with the nest, the child, and the wings. So I'm going to take a makeup sponge and just dip one of the edges right into my nail polish puddle. You could tear it apart and use tweezers. I'm just going right at it today. I'm going to take Misty and just put it all the way around the edges, not too heavy. If you feel like it's getting a little bit dark, you can always go back in with Pure, or even pat it down on your mat or napkin or plate or whatever you're using to hold your polish to make it a little bit thinner. So this is going to look almost like a radial gradient. The inside is going to be a little bit lighter than the edges, just a nice subtle aged look. Next, I'm going in with Zoya's PF, and I'm going to repeat the same exact process. I'm going to drip a little drop down on my mat using a latex sponge with the edge and go in and age it a little bit. I'm not going to do as much as I did with Misty. I just want to add a little bit of texture and kind of a difference. I did end up putting PF, I hope I'm saying that right, towards the center as well to age down Purity a little bit. So next I'm going to apply a top coat. I'm using Zoya's Glossy Seal today. This is just going to make this one cohesive layer, so when you paint on top of it, this looks like a solid base. I have sped the rest of this video up quite a bit. It's going to be a lot of freehand. I'm adding a drop of Zoya's Louise there. It's just a nice chocolatey brown. I'm going to use a striping brush and create the center of the nest. I didn't add the child into the nest because honestly I just don't have that skill set to do that small detail. So next I'm going to take my striping brush and begin the nest detail, just a lot of straight stripes into a circular pattern. Try not to get your lines into a circle. It'll look less like a nest and more just like a circle. So next I'm going to go ahead and add in some PF as well as Misty to add in some dimension to the flat brown. I feel like this part probably took the most time. I took a lot of time going back and forth in between the colors and getting a good blend as well as some dimension and making sure I had like solid sticks that were kind of hanging out. If your polish starts getting tacky, don't be afraid to go back in and add another drop. So this is what my nest ended up looking like. For my wings, I did have black acrylic and white acrylic on hand. I feel like all of the freehand on this would be more appropriate to do in acrylic. I didn't have brown acrylic, so I'm going to make a marker of where I want the wings to begin. They do kind of come out of the top of the nest. I'm going to add some quick stripes there. And then I went in and added some definition with the black acrylic into my nest. To do the wings, I kind of had to flip my hand around so I could see the appropriate angle for the wings to go to. I ended up making my nest really big. I was going to do the wings on my ring finger, but I thought that'd be really cool to come off on both my pinky and middle fingers. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to do the first line for the topmost wing, and then just a ton of small little swipes. Do the same thing for my middle finger. Just kind of outlining and marking where I want everything to go. Now I'm going to flip my hand back over and go back in for the final wing detail. The wings on the cover of the book are very, very detailed, very gorgeous, kind of like almost a graffiti style. Here I'm just using black and white acrylic, and I'm going to go in and add a ton of little swipes just to add details so that you know they're wings. That way I didn't get too caught up in the differences between mine and what the cover looks like. Using acrylic here is really great because if you feel like it's getting too dark, you can just go back over it with a lighter color and keep layering until you get the look that you want. So I'm going to add in some final details, and here's a close-up of what I ended up with before top coat. I'm going to add a quick coat of Zoya's Glossy Seal to all of my nails to make it nice and flat and cohesive. I do prefer how these look matte. The details kind of pop out more, especially with that peel off in the base. All those flakes really catch the light. I had so much fun doing this, and I hope you enjoyed watching this Watch Me Paint or tutorial. If you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.wordpress.com. You can also find me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. If you'd like to, leave me a comment down below letting me know if you plan on reading this book or buying it. I really like connecting with other Harry Potter fans. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.